Why are we talking about Boogie versus Tipster? Well, it's been a crazy, crazy week. All right, I'm going to give you a quick recap, all right? I'm going to go through everything so everyone has the full context, and then we're going to get Boogie in here. We're going to try to get Tipster. I've given him multiple open invites to the show tonight. I don't think he's coming, but how great would it be if he showed up? Here's the backstory. Gamergate is something that was like over a decade ago. Basically, the gamers, they wanted their game journalism to be done fairly, right? There is this whole other thing that has taken place just this week, and that is Gamergate 2. Okay, so there is this company called Sweet Baby Inc. And Sweet Baby Inc. is kind of like this woke company that gets hired by big game studios to go in and give them advice on how to make their games woke, basically. And so a Steam group put together a list of all the games that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on, gave their advice to, their consulting to kind of track them, to warn consumers, hey, your game is about to have some woke stuff in it. So what Boogie did is Boogie came out with a video. He said during the first Gamergate, he basically was a fence sitter. And he's not going to be a fence sitter here. He also came out with a tweet that went absolutely viral. Do you guys see this? He said, hot take, video games are supposed to be fun, not lectures about why being a white man is bad. And it got 38 million views. 38 million views. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I've never been so proud of Boogie2988. That's a Keemstar tweet right there. God, that's viral. One person didn't like that. Of course, that person that I'm referring to would be the Big Tip. Boogie is becoming the quartering ripoff. Wasn't on my 2024 bingo card, but it should have been. He's lost a lot of relevancy in recent years, and his bank account is looking rather empty these days. And being the lovable Mr. Rogers character of the internet wasn't working anymore because people got a chance to see the current and the get a good look at what the real Boogie2988 is like. And surprise, surprise, they didn't like it. Not to mention the fact that the anti-woke grift is extremely profitable. And I can imagine seeing folks like the Quartering and Melanie Mack rake in mountains of cash on that grift looks rather appealing to it has been, I don't even want to read this, honestly. I'm going to basically, Tipster's woke. Tipster also put this out to mock Boogie.
Guys, it's me, Francis. And last time this Gamergate thing happened all those years ago, I feel like I was on the wrong side of history. I was just kind of a bit of a fence sitter last time, and so this time, I want to make sure I'm on the right side of history. Last time that big meanie Anita Sarkeesian was so mean to me at VidCon, and I didn't like that very much, so this time, I'm going to side with all the racists and the and stuff like that, because they seem to think I'm a really cool guy, and they seem to be on the right side of this.
Yeah, I don't know how Boogie's siding with the racists and the Nazis, but okay.
This time, and like I said, I want to be on the right side of history this time around. There was that infamous stream clip of me saying that, at least, racists and they stand by what they believe in, and I'm gonna stand by them this time, because that big bad Anita Sarkeesian was so mean to me at VidCon. How dare her!
Oh God. Okay, good one, Tipster. Very, very funny stuff from Tipster mocking Boogie, calling Boogie a Nazi. Boogie responded by saying if he's pissing off Tipster, it's a good litmus test that he's on the right track. I'd rather be me than pander to alt-righters like you. Using libs of TikTok as a source? The person who caused a children's hospital to receive threats over bigot posts? Yikes, Boogie, you've lost the plot. Then Tipster went on a little bit of a binge here. He went on a little bit of a binge on his stream talking shit about Boogie.
Shoot everything down.
He's gone all the way into the anti-woke grift at this point. Like, he's basically just a chubbier version of the Quartering.
Connor, I told you to get me the good stuff. What the is this? Is this supposed to be the good stuff?
You want to have a fun video game, well, then you're Oh, and don't forget, if you're a white male...
Why am I watching Boogie? I want to hear what Tipster had to say about Boogie. Come on, Connor. What is this?
VidCon was in an interracial relation. Oh my God, this last one's got to be the funniest one. Was in an interracial relationship in the South in the 80s and 90s and got my beat for some.
Bro, why am I... Dude, I'm calling Connor. What is this shit? Bro.
Yo.
Bro, I needed a clip of Tipster talking shit about Boogie. I'm watching this, and I'm watching Tipster watch Boogie's video, and he's not even saying anything. What is this?
He talks shit in there. He has to watch it and respond. I mean, this is Tipster talking shit. He's not as
okay, then just cut him talking shit. I'm sitting here watching him read tweets and shit. What is this, Connor?
This is Tipster's content. I mean,
no, I don't want Tipster's content. I wanted you to edit the fucking clip where we can get everything that Tipster said on Boogie, so it could be snap, snap, snap entertaining.
No, I just gotta watch his long, boring stream and try to clip parts that are interesting. He's fat and slow. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Whatever, Connor. Whatever, Connor. Jesus fucking Christ. What is this nonsense? Forced drama, my ass.
My only offense is being a white man.
Okay.
He's literally, I have a black friending us. Yeah, that's literally it, right? Jeez. Whether I make a list of video games with forced diversity and shit or not, it doesn't change the simple fact that
oh my
video
God,
games
he's reading! He's fucking reading! Why the why, Connor, are you sending me a fucking clip of Tipster talking shit about Boogie? It's 10 minutes long, and he's reading! We want to see what he had to say about fucking Boogie!
Supposed to be fun, not lectures. Again, not giving any examples and refusing to give any because he knows he's full of shit. Let's be real, okay? Let's not make this a woke thing or whatever. Let's just be real for a second. Video game companies make games to make money. Why would they try and intentionally alienate a portion of their audience to make money? It's not going to work. If you insult a portion of your audience, they're not going to buy the game and they're not going to play it. Again, you might find some little...
So using this logic, if you insult a portion of your audience, they're not going to buy the game. Exactly. Exactly, Tipster. Are you that dense? A lot of people don't want the woke in their game. They don't want to be lectured in their game. Boogie makes a valid point. What point are you making? That just sounds dumb.
It's not so much that. It's that you've chosen to align yourself with genuinely horrible people, Boogie. Do you not realize that...
Oh, my God. Oh my God. Boogie has chosen to align himself with horrible people. One in the chat, if we just saw Just So Tippy 2 weeks ago, aligning himself with Lolly Burn and Keffels and Horse. Like, what are you saying, you full-blown what is this?
He says, if I pissed off Tipster, it's a good litmus test. I'm on the right track. Really?
Yeah, really, because you're actually a bad human, Tipster. You stand for absolutely nothing. You stand for absolutely nothing.
I then proceeded to quote tweet him, "Yikes, Boogie, you've lost the plot." Oh, shit, oh, shit.
He hit him with the oh shit.
He literally cited, when somebody was asking him for evidence of the claims that he was making, he literally cited libs of TikTok, chat.
Oh,
he
no.
then says, before I hop off Twitter for a while, I have pissed off a lot of people of color and the LGBTQ folks in the past 24 hours. Know that I still love you and will always fight for you when I can. Boogie, you're telling people of color and like LGBTQ plus folks that you love them and you support them while you align yourself with people who are mad that black characters exist in video games.
Yeah, he's not doing that. Boogie is not doing that. I can't stand this anymore. And there's a clip that I'm probably going to miss in here that we probably should be watching, but I can't listen to this guy anymore. Boogie is so annoyed with Tipster and the shit that Tipster's saying that Boogie goes full off on the Tippy. And this is crazy, people. This is insane. Okay, Boogie tweets out, Tipster, I'm glad to see you stopped defending Vosh and his horse fantasies long enough to type this. Unlike you, a person who got ejected from the commentary community to go fly false rainbow flags, I'm no grifter. You are a perfect example of those types of person whose politics should stay far away from video games. I don't want you or your pedophilic shit anywhere near them. Politely go off. Tipster comes back. Who ghost wrote this tweet for you, Boogie? Because we both know a spineless coward like you didn't do it. Let me remind everyone what your original response to me was. Okay, first of all, if you're calling Boogie spineless and a coward, right? Tipster, let me remind you that you have an open invite to have a 1v1 debate with Boogie tonight on this show. We'll find out who the coward is. Oh, and you want to talk about pedophiles? Aren't you the guy who recently literally shared a table with an actual to chow down some Doritos and Mountain Dew? What did EDP 445 get caught doing again? Oh yeah, trying to meet up with a 13-year-old for sex. You keep good company, Boogie. Breaking bread with and siding with literal Nazis and bigots in the Gamergate. Damn, Boogie, you sure have changed. Let's hope being on the right side of history this time goes well for you. And all those friendly Gamergaters don't chew you up and spit you out the way Anita Sarkeesian did and had you crying like a little bitch at VidCon. Because we all know the anti-woke grifters won't turn on you the moment they realize how pathetic you are. Tipster went in. But then we get the response from Boogie2988 heard around the world. I got paid by Mike Klum to go scream at a pedophile he's exposing. When someone exposes your ass, though, I'll do it for free. And yeah, I blocked you because you disgust me. It's one thing to yell at a pedophile. It's a whole other one to be you and jerk off to drawings of literal children. When I'm done putting you in your place, I will likely block you again. And no one wrote my tweets for me. I have a ton of friends who would. The only friend you have left is Keffels. But wait, didn't she just throw you under the bus for defending Vosh? Great friend. But I don't need help to destroy someone as pathetic and disgusting as you. And you called me a grifter? Didn't you fail as a gaming creator to join the commentary community, then failed at that to grift the Rainbow Coalition? This is coming from a guy who went from harassing e-girls to now harassing trans girls. Jesus Christ. Generally and wholeheartedly, I hope you choose to chemically yourself rather than to defend before you actually hurt someone, you disgusting fuck. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, the mic drop heard around the world. Holy shit. So
Did you see though, by the way, that apparently I bodied him so hard they shadow banned him on YouTube. Did you see this?
Oh
This
my
is great.
God, yeah.
Yeah, if you search for his name on YouTube, you search Tipster, it doesn't show his channel anymore. It only shows takedown videos.
You put out this tweet, you get 38 million fucking views. What are your thoughts going on?
I've been watching a lot of different content creators since this whole Sweet Baby Incorporated thing cropped up. But we literally have on record, the founder of Sweet Baby Incorporated saying that she bullies companies into hiring them. You literally, yeah. And so, long story short, I knew what I was doing when I typed out, video games are supposed to be fun, not lectures about white men. Any sane human being should be able to agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Video games are supposed to be fun. Video games are supposed to be fun. Video games are supposed to be fun.
Well,
one of the
when
things they're not supposed to be is a lecture. Go ahead.
When you buy a video game, you want that video game to be by the game studio. You don't want some political activists going in there and like forcing their political opinions into the video game.
And again, a lot of people have accused me like, you don't like it when there's people of color in your video game. You don't like it when there's LGBT. I don't give a Write it well. That's the problem. For me, it's about writing it well. If it's well written, I don't give a shit if you're short, tall, fat, skinny, gay, straight. Who gives a You got to write it well, and it's got to be historically, like, at least remotely close to realistic for a person of color to be there, right? Probably don't need to be starting shoving like a bunch of black people into colonial arms times races, and it doesn't matter. Regardless.
Well, I think what annoys
black female with a robotic arm in World War One.
Right, yeah, that's probably number one. That's probably not what a lot of Call of Duty players want to play. But number two, I don't know how historically accurate that is.
My question is this. Who believes Tipster? Tipster is out here telling his audience and his followers that Boogie is trying to be the quartering? No, he's not. No. Like, what are you talking about? Like, in what world?
On the best day, I'm libertarian, and probably on my worst day, I'm pretty liberal, right? I don't plan to change that anytime soon. But the reality of it is, I can call out corruption. But I knew when I typed this, there's going to be people who are going to be like, actually, Boogie. And I knew The Last of Us 2, the discourse surrounding it. Actually, video games aren't always supposed to be fun. I knew what I was doing. I didn't know that people were going to cling on to the last statement so much. They're trying to invalidate the entire argument by saying, well, there's never been a video game that was exclusively a lecture against why white people are bad. Yeah, of course not. Nobody would buy that video game. It's called hyperbole, you dumb f***s.
Everybody that's behind it is a white bigot.
Yeah, but I found it so funny that Tipster, I'm assuming that Tipster thought, you know what? I'm going to go in on Boogie. Boogie's a Lolcow. He's a fat he's a coward, he's this, he's that. I'm gonna just go in and just destroy Boogie2988. And boy, that did not happen. Holy shit. You annihilated him.
First off, Tipster for destroying the fat guy code. When people are as fat as we are, we know we're gonna get from the internet. We're supposed to stick together a little bit, and if we can't stick together, we're supposed to ignore each other the way I've ignored your ass and blocked your ass and done everything could to just leave you the alone, okay? When you went out on me, of course I'm going to go back. Of course I'm going to come back. Because dunking on you is so easy, even I can do it, motherfucker.
Especially when the people that support him are actually turning on him, which is the whole reason he went after you in the first place. He thought he had an easy
I would like to point out that the thumbnail of this video makes you realize how good looking Boogie is compared to Tipster.
No, but he was trying to get brownie points with the Sweet Baby crowd, and he didn't even get that because they're getting sick of his acts as well.
Is he not self-aware? Like the fact that he would call you a grifter, like everybody knows that Tipster's a grifter. Everyone. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he used to suck off Ethan Ralph with all Gamergate talking points and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know, and Mediger and all the people that he's saying that Boogie's aligning with. People that have been goofing on him, making his life miserable for years.
Tipster sucked me off for years, right? Like Muta's wife made this tweet. She goes, "How are you saying Boogie's a bad person for working with Keemstar when you Tipster sucked off Keemstar for years? Like, yeah, you are a grifter, you're fake, you're a phony, everyone knows it. You don't have a right to come out on the internet and call someone else a grifter. That's just stupid. You don't have a right to paint a picture that Boogie's an alt-righter or a Nazi, because who's buying that? No one is buying that. Tipster, I'm so frustrated with you talking about people being relevant or irrelevant. Like when me and you got into a spat a little while ago, you were saying, oh, Keemstar, how the mighty have fallen. You're irrelevant now. Bro, we just like 1 billion views a month on Twitter. My Snapchat show is crushing. Lolcow Live, all right, with Lolcows is pulling 3,500 concurrents right now. This is what happened last night. This is absolutely insane. I seen this from Bo Blacks showing Tipster at the end of 2023 last year, saying it was a roller coaster for him, but he's overcome and he's got all this good stuff going on. Last night, Tipster had 40 concurrent viewers, 40. And Nick, Tom, Chris, and Bull Blacks basically restreamed his stream, and they had anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people watching Tipster on their stream, making fun of him. Like, bro, stop talking about relevancy. Don't call Wings irrelevant. Don't call Boogie irrelevant. Don't call Keemstar irrelevant. Don't call any of us irrelevant. Are you dumb?
Well, I gave him a chance to be relevant because I asked him for a fight after the Boogie fight, and he turned me down.
Yeah, he doesn't have the balls to walk in there. He's probably healthier than I'll ever be, and again in this fucking lifetime, and he's too big of a to walk in there. I understand the tipster mentality, and it's pure unadulterated projection. He thinks I'm a shyster because he's a shyster. He's selling bullshit. That's what he does. He thinks that Keemstar cares about relevancy when Tipster is the one who's obsessed with his own irrelevancy, his complete lack of relevancy. He calls you or me a coward because he's terrified to step in the fucking ring. It's pure 100% projection.
Let's talk about his relevancy, people. Here's a tweet from Nicholas DiOrio, which he screen capped Tippy because Tippy was saying that he was shadow banned by YouTube. So Tipster goes and has a conversation with YouTube, and they basically tell him that the reason why his channel is not showing up in the search results is because he's irrelevant. YouTube tells him this. He goes, this is YouTube. He's talking to YouTube. He's like, hey, when people search my name, how come my channel's not coming up? YouTube tells him, look, there are a lot of videos being made about you by much popular people. So when they search that, they're obviously going to get those videos, and you're not that popular, so you're not going to show up in the search results. That's what YouTube told me.
He got wings.
I didn't get wings. No.
He got wings.
Hey, I've took my search results back over, motherfucker.
Okay. Well, he got wings and he got 2018 wings.
Yeah, there was one period where like all my troll channels would pop up before my
I think you are the only one, Tommy, that actually has contact with Tipster via Discord.
Oh, I think I lost it when the last time we called him. I think that's
I tweeted at him to come on the show.
If you're somehow watching this, we want to have you on. From the outside looking in, it's probably looking like 5v1 or something. Not going to happen. I'll
leave.
Yeah, you know, honestly,
I'll sit out too.
Yeah,
I'll sit out too.
I have to sit here, right? But I'll moderate it. I'll just make sure there's no screaming. I won't voice my opinion until after it's done and over with. And I'll let Boogie and Tipster talk it out.
I'll already tell you how it's going to go, Tipster. You're going to win the argument that no video game is purely a lecture about white people being bad. And then you're going to lose the lecture about the fact that politics have been inserted to video games for the last 10 years, and it's robbed us of some really fun shit. And then I'm going to attack your character, and then you can attack mine. By the way, Rich definitely wants to pop on tonight. He's sending me DMs right now saying he would love to pop on as soon as you're ready.
Well, no, we're gonna do that. Let me give the audience a little backstory, right? Rich, Review Tech USA, which the chat sometimes loves and sometimes hates. We had him on a couple weeks ago to talk about this feud between him and his fucking editor. And then we get him on and he's like, everything's fine, saying nice stuff or whatever. And then as soon as the show's over, they have a whole feud. It could have happened right here. People could have been real right here. And so then 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by, and now Rich wants to come on and talk about his editor. So
I'll also say I put out an invite for Jay to come tonight as well. Jay has declined.
Dude, people are spamming that Tipster's actually here. Hold up.
Nah, he's not.
So, Tipster, if you could please.
I just unblocked him and followed him, and then he blocked me.
Wait, what?
Oh, he soft blocked me. I went to his Twitter, I followed him, and then he blocked me, and then I guess he just unblocked me.
Can you DM him?
I can't. He can DM me now that I'm following him again, but I can't. He has got closed DMs.
I put my name and my reputation on the line here. It will be a fair debate. We'll stay out of it.
I'm terrible at debating too. I mean, you're going to get so many points, Tipster. It's so easy.
Well, no, he called you a coward. So let's find out who the coward is.
Oh, he messaged me and says, "Suck my balls."
Wait, but he called.
Message him back, Boogie. Ask if you
and
can
then
find
he blocked me again.
What? Tell him you don't have horse balls.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be interested if I'm not a
publicly
a drawing of an 8-year-old child.
Publicly tweet out, Tipster, you called me a coward. I'm down to have a 1v1 debate with you. No one else, just me and you right now. Give me your goddamn Discord, and then we're all going to go retweet it. We're all going to go slap a like on it. We're going to build the pressure, and while we're waiting for Tipster to respond, we're going to get Rich on here. Yeah, we'll talk to Rich.
He's playing games. He's a coward. He knows he can't actually hold his own in this conversation, so he's not going to have it.
Like I said, I will step completely out if he's worried about like my intellect or anything like that.
I don't know if he's worried about that. He might be worried about getting piled on, but I don't think. about your Einstein IQ.
Oh man, I'm way wittier than Tipster is.
Whittier has nothing to do with brains.
If you are going to debate Jordy, you do need to Google predicate. I know that. Make sure you know what a predicate is.
You fired your editor, and we brought you on the show and asked you if there was a problem. You said there was no problem, and then surprise, there was a big beef between you and your editor. What happened?
Here, let's start from the beginning. I'll still make it Cliff Notes. Don't worry. It started with the fact that I did a video where I circumvented him, where I wanted to do change to my channel. I have a video in the pipeline. It's done. Changes are coming. It's done. I was literally on the toilet one day taking a shit. And it's been something I've been mulling over for a while because we're not doing the same shit on my channel anymore. And I was just like, Jay, I had to do it like a light switch. I'll explain why in a minute. I'm like, we just got to part ways, dude. This isn't it. I'm not making as many videos as I used to. I don't need you. Like, there's nothing else I could say. It's like when you were talking about the guy who was doing all the clips and stuff like that. It's not that he was screwing up. It's just that times have changed. He's like, all right, I need my payment. And he said to me the price. And I was like, we've barely done anything this month. No, you'll get this, not that. Payment disputes happen all the time. I'm sure you know. But the banger to it, and what I was stupid, I left a Facebook message and shouldn't have done it, was when he said, if you don't pay me, I'm just going to expose you. I'm like,
okay, listen, first of all, when I have a payment dispute with my editor, I bring that motherfucker live on the show and we talk it out. Yeah. So it's not just me and Connor having this debate, right? But the audience
you make it public.
I make it public. Yeah. So there's
I was going to keep it private mostly.
Yeah, but that's dumb. You should have invited him on and said, "Hey, let's talk about this publicly." That way we can come. Well, why not? Why not?
Because that's shop talk, dude.
Yeah, have the shop talk with the audience. And then the audience is going to tell you either, Rich, you're being a scumbag by not paying this dude, or Rich, you're right. The editor really didn't work this month. Why should you pay him the full amount? The audience is going to make the decision for you.
But we employed the people, dude. People are going to relate to the person that got laid off. That doesn't matter.
Then if you lose, you lose.
Pay him then.
If you lose, you lose.
Oh, I've lost. Whatever. The Facebook messages, and then I see videos all over about the Facebook messages. Okay. I talked to Jay while I was driving, and I got like emotional over various other not to do with that. And yeah, thank you. I'm gay. So we came to an agreement. But then I started to sit there and things stewed because I'm like, wait a second, man. I just got played. So I left him DMs. Nothing. Voice messages that I left. Nothing else. It wasn't public. It wasn't anywhere else. It was behind the scenes. He goes like a 16-year-old girl on Twitter. I don't know if it was a pin post, but it was a top post saying, Rich left me these horrendous messages, and I don't know what the hell to do, or something along those lines. I'm like, dude, we were talking. Why would you do that? And now, so I'm if I do, if I don't. So if I don't release the messages, which no DMs from him were released, it was just me giving him a monologue. If I don't release them, people are going to think I took out like a fucking contract hit on him. Right. And if I do, they're going to be like, why are you leaking DMs, bro? I'm like, I didn't. It's me talking. It's like,
did you have him on a retainer?
I had him on a verbal retainer.
So you're just not a man of your word.
Let me ask you a question.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
It's not legal. It's not illegal though.
Can we try to get some context here? How much was the editor making per month?
I'm not going to give that away.
Why?
Because it's not to talk about. Like, there's like,
how much were you paying him?
I was paying him $2,500 a month.
Okay, $2,500 a month. You stop needing him because you're not even using an editor anymore.
Yeah, not really at all.
And so you tell him, hey, look, man, I'm not doing this anymore. We're not using you anymore.
Here's the thing, though. He wanted. He ended up getting more in the end. I think he wanted $3,275 because he did some live streams. $3,275.
How much editing was he doing?
Not that much.
You see what I'm saying? If it's kind of irrelevant though, if you had him on a retainer.
But here is the thing. You could go into the semantics if it's a retainer, if it's not a retainer.
You brought up semantics. You said it was verbal.
But no. Let me finish what I'm saying. When you have problems with someone, you keep it behind the scenes. The only thing I love, which is stupid.
Bro. That, bro. If I'm working with one of my employees and they're sitting there threatening me and they're going to go public and they're going to go this.
Why do you think I'm here? That's why I'm here.
Rich, the first thing I'm doing is going live on a live stream saying, hey, I have this editor. I was paying him $2,500 a month. Now, I don't need an editor anymore, so I told him we'd part ways, and I paid him for about half the month, and now he's threatening to expose me, so I figured I would just tell everyone. I'll expose myself.
Sheem, there is a lot of people who were my fans who look at me like I'm a monster because I did that. What would me live streaming do?
I would say, hey, and to all my fans that think I'm a monster for going public about this, well, you're not really my fans, because if you were my real fans, you'd want to know what's going on behind the scenes.
That is true. And that's why I'm here now. And that's why I even took notes so I don't forget anything. Someone who I know is messaging me right now. He admitted this on, I think, that Circle Jerk. He didn't honor the retainer either. He accepted different amounts, and that's true. I forgot about that. Thank you, person who I won't say, who's listening to Lolcow Live. He actually, he got varying amounts and was cool with it. So that's the thing. So all of a sudden now, and he's sitting there on the phone with me saying, I don't even know how I'm going to afford things. And then, which it doesn't matter. Everyone's money is everyone's money. But when you say something like that, and then I see you buying computer parts and you're making it like,
get Jay here. Editor, get here. Because I got advice for you. I got advice for Rich.
I would love him here. I would love him
here. Get him here.
Yeah,
get him here.
Messaged him.
Can I go over more? Like, I literally took notes down to make sure I dot my I's and cross my T's.
Let it roll, bro. Let it roll, bro. I love this.
Okay. Because essentially, he threatened to blackmail. He's like, look, if I'm going to come out and expose you if we don't settle a payment dispute, which, again, just like it happens, like it happens all the fucking time, not just in here, anywhere, okay? If he didn't threaten me, it would have just been like, we probably would have been back and forth, and you know what? It would have, whatever would have happened, and that would have been it. Then I left him those private messages, like I said, because I kind of thought about it, and I was still pissed off. And then he did the whole thing where I had to play the messages because he made it like I left him the worst messages in the world. He went on that little Circle Jerk podcast. Remember, didn't you guys invite him to come on here? He said he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And then he went on a smaller podcast while he sounded like he was dying of COVID. He had COVID. And he was, I thought he was Barry White on the podcast. And I'm like, wait, I thought you wouldn't go on a podcast. Like, what's the deal? Like, why are you going on this small? Is it because you don't want as many eyes on it? I was like, Jay, we need to talk. I'm going to give you two options. Okay. We either make some do like a video together, or I'm going to come on here, or I'm going to go on a bigger podcast and talk about it. He threatened me again. He said that he was gonna, if you do that, I'm digging up dirt. You go on some kind of podcast, I'm gonna come out with that dirt. The funniest thing about that, Jay and I, minus the other phone call I was talking about where Tommy called me which that's fine, that's okay. We always talk through voice messages just because it's easier. Like, hey, Jay, I need you to do this, or Rich, I need you to do this. And the voice messages are there. It's quicker to just talk and type, and with the typos and This one time, he's like, no, you need to, if you're serious about this, we need to talk on the phone. And in that phone call, which was a phone call, I didn't have a message. He said that, yeah, I essentially admitted to extorting you. And I'm like,
oh, shit.
I started seeing colors. But here's the thing. He's a manipulative, pretty smart fuck. So I'm sitting there talking to a friend, the same friend who's watching the show right now, who I won't name, who remembers he said he broke the retainer, J2. I was like, I know why he didn't want to leave voice messages. It wasn't that he wanted me to be super serious. He wouldn't have said that in a voice message because he was afraid something like that I would have leaked.
So he does this, right? Did you end up paying him what you owed him for that month? It will technically.
Yes, I paid him more than he was owed for that month. And this is before this I'm talking about happened.
That should have been the end of it. Then,
so
right?
You pay him, right? There's a money dispute. You want to get rid of him. He goes, no, I need to get paid for the full month. And you're like, no, dude, you're not even working really, right?
Yeah.
You end up paying him after this controversy gets a little bit bigger, right? And then he still goes out and exposes you and tries to put dirt out there on you?
Because I left him those DMs where I was pissed off, which is still on my stream. He tried to make them like they were horrendous, and I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here thinking about this.
Can you charge back?
And what I did was, everyone's like, Rich, what did you leave Jay? Because people were starting to DM me one time, and I was live streaming. I only left him like this monologue. It's nothing from him I have ever leaked a single message.
Guys,
ever.
now I get that. What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but
I would love him here too.
Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich. You guys see me with my employees, right? I fucking publicly scream at my employees. You want to know why? This whole like online employee boss fairy tale that you're supposed to treat everyone with respect and you're supposed to be nice to people. No, they're your fucking workers. You yell at your fucking employees.
Pause a second. Let's go. Let's like meet halfway. You don't treat okay.
I do.
You are in no position. You are in no position to take up
Rich, listen to me. Rich, listen to me. Did you work a real job prior to being a YouTuber?
Oh, hell yeah, yes.
And did your bosses handle you with kid gloves? Rich, we need you to come over here. Rich, we needed you to do
All right. Good point. I remember my boss calling me a piece of shit because I wouldn't show up when there was 2 feet of snow outside.
I'm from the real world. I'm from the real world where your boss yells at you and says, no, do this, do that, do that.
I am too. I I said, dude, I've worked.
You go to human resources, you're probably
crying.
You think I'm
gonna lie to the audience? You think I'm gonna lie to these people online that I'm over there treating my employees like they just won the lottery? Like,
you just reminded me of something. All right, and I listened to some of that fucking Circle Jerk podcast. He should name it that. And Jay said I was on call for him 24/7. I'm like, dude, was I Foxconn? Did I have like a net out of your house where I would demand you, Jay, you're editing at 3 a.m. I'm waking you up. Oh, you're having sex? Pull your penis out and start editing for me.
Well, Keem's done that to me.
He's made you edit, man. There's maybe been a handful of times I'm like, hey, Jay, a major story came up. Tell me I'm lying, Jay. And I'd be like, dude, if you could do it, great. I understand it's different time of the day. Whatever. If you can't, fine. Another thing he said, he's like, God, I would wait for Rich all day. Motherfucker, I would stream till like 2 a.m. Haven't recently. And the thing is, he made it like he just sat there and twiddled his thumbs and waited for me. I would call and be like, hey, Jay, I'm up. I got up at like noon, 1 o'clock. I'm ready to edit. And he'd be like at the grocery store or doing something else or sticking his Zelda sword up his ass. I don't know. He didn't sit there and just wait for me with bated breath. Get real, Jay.
I swear to God, these unemployed people in the fucking chat that are bullying you like you're a bad guy, they're fucking unemployed, all right? Roast the ever-living out of these unemployed losers that don't have a job, that are acting like you need to treat this guy like
they wanted me to pay like keep a friend fund. I'm like, you know what? Give me your routing number, give me your banking account, and I'll keep Jay around as long as you want to.
I would say to these people in the chat, listen, do you know what a boss is? A boss is the boss, all right? You're fired. You're fired. That's what a boss does when you're not doing your shit.
When I said to him, like, Jay, you literally said you essentially extorted me. He's like, dude, you're out of your mind. You're nuts. I never said that. I said, Jay, you've worked with me for almost 6 years or about 6 years. Even if I hate someone, and you know some of the people that I hate, I won't make up shit about them. I could think I hate Pat the NES punk. I hate him. I hate his hair. I hate everything about it. But I won't make up shit about him. You're saying to me right now, when I saw Red outside of the mall, that's where I had to talk to him because I was going in to get something. I was making that up in my mind. I'm going to put out that you said something that you didn't say.
You know what I love about this chat right now? It's on members only, so everyone agrees with me because they're employed.
Shout out to all the employed people who don't get emotional attachments to people who don't care about them. Jay doesn't care about you. And now, here is the banger. And I kept quiet about it. Everyone starts to me. Look what Jay wrote. He wants to sue me.
Okay.
It just is what it is. A job is a fucking job. Your boss is not your friend. Your boss is there to boss you around, tell you what to do. And if it gets to a point where you're not doing your job, regardless of the boss isn't giving you work to do or you're being lazy, then you're going to get fired. You're going to get let go. That's just how the world works.
Can I admit my faults too that I'm sure was frustrating to Jay? So I want to look, my communication with him on days would suck where I would get to him later in the day because other shit would come up, and yeah, I would be like, hey Jay, there's no work, and I would get to him late. That was something too. But here is the thing. I'm not saying I was a perfect person. I'm far from it. But guys, would he have stayed with me for almost 6 years if I was a horrible person? In a sea of content creators who would fucking suck a fart out of someone's ass to have an editor, why would he stay with me? Now, he did good work for me for a while. Like, you could be rich, touche. Why would you keep him for a while? I did. But you could even look, there's a short he put up that he just made it was 16 by 9. He made it 9 by 16. I told him I wanted clips for my streams. I asked him multiple times. He goes, I would rather quit than clip your streams. He said that!
I got more to do that shit for free.
Bro.
Yeah. And he's like, how much? And he's like, you're asking me to sit there and dig through. I'm like, motherfucker, there are detractor channels that sit there and do it in minutes for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why can't you do it? You take the file, you put it in whatever software you're using, you see what people are talking about, or you see where it gets louder, and you know something's going on, you chop it. Ta-da!
Control S.
Rich, you want to know why your former editor, Jay, is not showing up here? He probably heard me go off on our editors for not doing their shit. You know what I mean?
He doesn't, because he also knows that I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes here, but he's doing this whole manipulative, I'm the victim, look at me. Dude, just f off.
Look, the whole thing went through. You were wrong. You paid him. That's the end of it. But here's the thing. If the story's over, Rich, then you can't be, your dream of actually being an influencer crushed because your story arc is over. So now he's suing you, which he's never going to sue you.
No, he's not going to sue me.
He's never going to sue you.
Jay, my fat ass will go bankrupt.
We're still talking about him. We're still talking about him.
Listen, I'll end it with this. My fat ass will go bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on because you know what? It'll destroy your reputation and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt. And the funniest thing is I have receipts, and then I'll shut up because I know Keemstar wants me to. He would come on and say all the time, oh, these people are so sensitive on YouTube. They're such pussies. We would talk about it in streams all the time. And he wants to sue me now because his feelings are hurt. So he said he couldn't clip your streams because they were incoherent. How can other people clip it if I'm stoned. How do all the other detractor channels clip it? Jay, how do they do it easily in minutes? He was like, I don't want to do it. If you ask me, who said, hey, I'm paying you. Could you do this since we're not really doing news stories? Because the industry's
like a contract would have benefited you.
Yeah, it would have. Mistakes have been made, Wings, and lessons have been learned. Yeah.
Actually, if you be honest with you, Rich, I know I've been picking on you. If you would have said to him, I'm paying you for this month, and after that it's done. I'm going to pay the full retainer, and that's it. The one you gave your word on. This guy doesn't have a leg to stand on.
That's true. Listen, man, and look, we had that debate. Here's the other thing too. A lot of people said this. Why did you just cut him off? I forgot about this part. I didn't write it down in the notes, so I didn't forget anything. Other times where I was like, Jay, at the end of the month, we're gonna go. I need to do my own thing. It's been like 3 times. He's literally begged to come back. You know what he did this time? Even after he said he was going to expose me, I went for a walk, and he's like, hey man, I'll just take over the main channel. What? What the f are you talking about? You want to buy it? If the number is right, maybe. I'll go off and stream and do what? He's like, no, I can't afford it. I'll just take it over. No!
What?
No!
What does he hope to accomplish with that? That never works selling a channel because people are there for you, not him.
It was so weird, man. If he didn't threaten me, it would have worked out behind the scenes somehow. It's not the first payment dispute on the channel.
Well, I got a question, Rich. What was the blackmail going to be?
I don't know. I don't have dude. I'm a pretty boring guy. I don't know.
I've only heard hearsay, and I don't want to throw it out there because it's hearsay.
Say it. I don't care.
I think he wanted to call you a pillhead.
A pill? You wanted to call me a pillhead? No, I'm not a pillhead.
Yeah, like you're on pain pills and stuff.
I take something at night for sleep. That's it. That's all I take.
Rich, at the end of the day, this drama's done and over with on your channel. Or
done.
You still, okay.
I am. This is why I'm here. Okay. Yep. I am going to say to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to, like, I'm done. Like, yeah, I know I've went back and forth out of anger because he's played this sympathy card, which is ridiculous, especially the money issues was resolved very early on.
When we needed a new editor, we had literally like 50, over 100. I don't know why I said 50, over 100 people trying to edit for this show. You should hire an editor. Bring it down to like $1,000 a month just to clip. And then if you want to do high level bring it up to 2,000. And then after a certain period of time, give them a raise, 2,500.
So yeah, like for clips, I'll do that. But I enjoy the of editing, and I hope the project I have coming up, I'm not going to plug it here. I hope people see that I'm passionate about this. So.
No, plug it.
It's a retrospective on the industry and how it's right now, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I, to the best of my ability, tried to make it like as close as I can.
Industry as in like YouTube, or like industry like
gaming, how it's changed and how the industry right now is like in limbo, kind of like me. But I just went balls deep into it, so it's like 40 minutes long.
Because left-wing like you took it over and ruined it.
Video Games is in the chat right now. Brandon, who had a everyone knows about his lawsuit. He won a $20 million judgment against an individual. I'm not going to go into all the details. He just put in the chat, well, Jay can sue. You just won't win. Yes, anybody can sue anyone for anything. But this lawsuit against Rich for defamation is going to cost you bare minimum with a good attorney, $50,000 just to get going. Just to get going. You don't have $50,000. Who are you lying to? Get in here and defend yourself and at least give us your point of view so we can better understand your side. I understand Rich's side now that he's explained it. I want to know where you're coming from.
This is out of control. And
He's trying to parlay this YouTube.
He is. But you know what? I'll say something too, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Jay. You are boring. It's like watching a cactus plant on a live stream. You suck at it. This is the third time you tried to go off on your own. This is why you're playing the victim card, because you are like watching a piece of cardboard that's wet.
I have a question for you. Me and Desi have been talking about this a lot lately. If we start an OnlyFans, how bad is that clapback going to be, Keem, do you think? Because we were talking about just straight up hardcore OnlyFans.
If you and Desi start an OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
It's going to go viral for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you need it to go viral to make the money. And I would assume that you're going to make at least $200K in the next calendar year, because it's going to go viral. People are going to say it's disgusting. This is gross. And everyone's going to be talking about it, and it's going to go massively viral. But what I would do is I would hit up an expert on OnlyFans, right? Which I know a few, and have them just manage your.
Well, I lost 30 pounds. I've been walking with the wife. I raked my own yard. Somebody didn't mow his yard.
It's March. You don't mow in Arkansas on March.
I find it funny that you're willing to go do an OnlyFans your girlfriend on like stream or whatever.
There's only one of those will kill me.
And you won't.
No. That could kill you too if you had a bad heart like you do.
Kill me.
And you won't mow the lawn. Like, that's so pathetic.
Mowing the lawn will kill me.
That screaming mic might kill you. And the person.
All right, see ya, gents. See ya. So, guys, listen. Tipster is an absolute fail tonight.